Hello, my name is Tori Coles, and today I'll be going over the Digital Field Observation Video Report. The first section will be the General Observation and Narrative. The second section will be Analysis and Conclusion. The third section will be the COVID-19 Reflection. Section 1, General Observation and Narrative. Describe the school and classroom as you found it when you arrived. The school had buildings that were white and light blue. The hallways had TV screens for announcements, which I was not able to capture a photo of because I couldn't have photos inside the school campus. And the campus was really wide open. This is pictured in the picture on the left. The second picture on the right is the PE locker room. It was always left very clean. All bags had to be put away and there was no trash ever left behind. I was also able to view the tennis courts, gym, track, and weight room, which were all very clean. Overall, the campus was a clean, wide open campus. The next section is describing the setting and the neighborhood and the context of the school. So the neighborhood layout of the school, there was open land and a view of the mountains on the north side of the campus. There was a church on the east side of the campus, a community college on the south side of campus, and newly developed homes on the west side of campus. The layout of the community surrounding the campus gave a very relaxed and spacious feel to the campus. It allowed for more space and fluid movement around the campus. Give details about a specific incident and situation that stood out to you over the course of your experience. My experience of the classes was very important. I noticed a lot of diversity, which we discussed a lot in class. The genders were split up by athletic classes. So there was a male athletic class, a female athletic class, and there was a few sections of those. The class sizes were kept to 20 for the athletic classes and about 40 for the normal classes. And the class makeup varied in the normal classes of all different kinds of boys and girls of lots of different makeups. One incident that stood out to me was the impact that it had on the girl athletes being in a class together. There was a situation where they needed more athletes to play spring sports, and the separation of classes made it easier to convince the athletic girls to go out for more sports, and the state testing went a lot smoother and quickly with the female girl athletic PE classes. The student-teacher behaviors. I noticed that the all-girl athlete class related really well to the coach. All the PE coaches are required to coach at least 3 sports, and it allowed for connections to be built between the students and the coaches, and the students that were athletes and played on sports together really pushed each other inside the class, and I noticed that there was really a lot of empowerment between the girls in the class so they could be successful on the field and in their PE classes. And an important quote, this was notable to me because every Monday they would go over a inspirational quote for the girls, and this was one that really stood out to me. Strong women don't have attitudes, they have standards. This allowed for the girls to really focus in on how they can hold themselves to high standards and empower each other. The next section, analysis and conclusion. Connection. So the critical thinking, how and why. So I think a lot of people believe that PE teachers are really lazy, and I was really proven wrong in this situation. The teachers had a really good climate and culture and empowered each other and supported each other, and the students really mimicked the teachers' actions, and there was a really good PE program going on at this school, and I think the structure really helped the students succeed. The 3 themes that I liked to focus on was the diversity in the classrooms. There wasn't too much since they separated them into athletic girls and athletic boy classes and specific classes, but it really benefited the students from what I saw. The second one was the classroom management. They had specific places they would meet every single day, and who would get the equipment, who would lead stretches, and stuff like that. And the third one was the standards that they applied in testing. I was able to see which standards they would be practicing and which ones they were tested on. The course-specific content for the planning, I was able to see how they organized a calendar for all of the teachers to be having specific equipment and specific locations for different days, and the communication with the teachers was all really important, and it was very fluid, and so all the teachers were able to support each other. The PE uniforms, all the students had to wear their gray PE shirts and black shorts. If the students couldn't purchase the PE shirt that was sold by the school, they could wear a plain gray shirt, and the girls were now able to wear black leggings to PE. The school site observations. There was a conflict between the high school and the junior high coaches because they shared a field, and the situation is not something that's typically in a book on how to resolve it, but I was able to learn a lot by being there. Ultimately, the students' interest was being thought of the entire time of the conflict, but the athletic director was called. They planned a meeting to discuss a new plan, and the teachers were told to stick to the schedule that they planned at the beginning of the semester, and all of the students were to be taken care of in that way. It was a very fluid conversation, and the teachers were really respectful of each other. Surprises and learning opportunities. A surprise I had is how much I loved the environment. I didn't come from a school with a very strong PE program, and I noticed that they had a really positive environment, and I definitely wanted to consider how to make my environment of a positive one when I'm teaching later on. And this was a really great learning opportunity for me. I disagreed with all girl PE classes at the beginning, but it definitely showed me that the girls are able to work together and compete together and push each other outside their sport, which ultimately benefited them in the class and in the athletic ways. The students seemed more comfortable, and they were able to just not worry about what the outside pressures were. Lastly, the COVID-19 reflection. The policies implemented. There was a now virtual physical education. The students had to track their activity on an app, and the teachers were giving workouts weekly. There are no grades anymore. They would either receive a outstanding, satisfactory, or an N for no effort. For individual work, the students were about to start the swimming, so they didn't really get that structure. They can't implement team activities anymore like they are set in the standards. Mostly cardiovascular activity was assigned and body weight exercises because students don't really have equipment, and these were the teaching changes. The students' challenges for the learning experience. Students were expected to do a lot more work without getting a grade. They feel defeated because they were missing out on fun part of school and working together, and they were doing more hours of work than ever before. Challenges in learning for me as a learner. A lot more time is being put in. I'm getting confused with the due dates and constant emails. I'm not getting to graduate with a commencement ceremony. I learned how to use technology better, and I'm excited to implement technology more in the future of my teaching classroom. And lastly, to teach is to touch a life forever.